But the other thing that was weird is the irony of the whole black power thing. And now, I don't want to take anything from Cam Newton. I think my guess is his mind these last few weeks, last few months, was primarily on football, learning the plays. So I don't think he was really trying to make a statement except for the couple minutes in, ESPN putting things on him, like he's the representative of all blacks, and throwing one question, he answers in 20 seconds. But the irony of all this black power stuff when they make Cam Newton out to be the new Muhammad Ali, which I don't think he chose for himself, is the irony in the end is that he lost. I mean, he lost to the white quarterback. Obviously, Peyton Manning didn't do much in that game. He lost really to
the white senior citizen quarterback.
Well, yeah, but he lost to Denver's black defensive line is who he really lost to.
Well, that's true. You're right.
But it's just kind of an ironic. What happened after the game was that Newton did nothing in that game. He was the blackest person on the field. And by the way, did you see that Huffington Post article that Rush was talking about? How it was an idiotic article by a guy named Eric Fernandez, how they're the first team to really embrace their blackness, like the swagger in the end zone. And it was so stupid because...
Was it about the dab? I did not see the article.
Well, I mean, Carolina did a little bit, but they would give the football to the white kids in the front stands or black kids in the front stands. They did a little bit like that. But the irony of it was Seattle won it all 2 years ago with a black quarterback, a black star wide receiver, a black running back. I mean, well, everyone has a black running back. But, Carolina's star, the captain, the real leader of their defense is a white guy, Luke Kuechly. Their coach is not black. And the other irony that made it so stupid in the Huffington Post was there was a team in the post team that really would have been authentically black. And that's the reason they only lasted one game in the postseason. The Cincinnati Bengals, with a black coach, with guys who didn't even care enough about beating Pittsburgh that they wanted to take cheap shots on people to, who they thought had dissed them in the game. And that cost them the game. That Pac-Man Jones and Vontaze Burfict. If you're going to use those definitions, that's the team that's the most embracing of blackness.
Oh, yes. Pac-Man Jones and Vontaze Burfict.
I mean, is there any question?
Role model for everyone in America, particularly Black America. They're fabulous.
Oh, I don't know about that, but hey, they were certainly sending a message and not listening to the man. I mean, Vontaze Burfict, to be fair, had a great game.
They are basically rap stars in football. But the other thing is that this whole thing about, pitting the black quarterback against the white quarterback and trying to show that he's the one and he's carrying the mantle and whatever, is that this whole thing about, pitting the black quarterback against the white quarterback and trying to show that he's the one and he's carrying the mantle and whatever, the majority of the NFL, the vast majority of the players are already black. And now you have this Rooney Rule to try and make the front offices black, too.
Well, the coaches.
I would like to see the white Rooney Rule where they require at least 2 or 3 white men, to audition for every single running back position, every single defensive back position, and all these other positions that are traditionally black now in the last couple of decades.
I think the most black position is cornerback. I don't think there's a single one since Jason Sewell.
All right, that's true. I actually went to high school with a black cornerback who played in the NFL, Torin Dorn. Played for the Raiders and the Rams. So, yeah, you're right. Cornerback is the one. But also running backs and defensive backs these days are pretty much all black. So, when is there going to be Rooney Rules and affirmative action for that? And also, if you're going to have Rooney Rules for women in the front office, which now Roger Goodell announced, they need to have a female Rooney Rule for on the field. Let's audition women for positions. Let's audition women for linebacker positions and tight ends and stuff like that. See how many make it. And, let's start having affirmative action where you have to have a certain number of women and white guys on the field on the team in certain positions. Why won't they do that?
Hey, it's worked. Have you seen the New England Patriots offense in recent years? It's actually worked fairly well for them. I mean, not quite well enough because I guess you can't have white guys who are hurt pull it off quite the same way. But that said, by the way, the whole mantle thing, I do want to say, they didn't really play it up. I don't think Cam Newton played up taking over the mantle from Manning. And Manning really hasn't held the mantle the last couple of years. He's been hurt. he gave that up about 2 years ago. He hasn't been the same since then.
Right.
You know, it's already been passed to Rodgers. I guess Brady sort of has it. Russell Wilson to some extent, and Roethlisberger really. I mean, Manning's pretty much finished, or he's probably played his last game. But in the last 2 years, he has not been the same.